This is a video of my 2008 Velocity 150cc scooter. Do a walk around and I'll show you a few things that I did to it. Chinese scooter. Can't beat her for $1,000. I'll show you everything I did to it when I got it, because when you buy a Chinese scooter, you pretty much have a decent amount of work to do to make it really nice. You can't expect to get top quality for $1,000. You want top quality, go out and spend $3,000, get yourself a Yamaha or Honda, and you won't have to do anything. I'd rather spend $1,000 and do it up the way I want to do it. Alright, first off, this box in the back, it used to rattle. It drove me nuts. So what I did, well, it's hard to see, but this panel and this panel are separate. So on the inside, I put E6000 sealer, which is really good stuff. It's industrial strength. It's crystal clear, all the way in the seam on the inside, and that stopped the rattling between these two. I also pulled off that crappy tape they had on here. I'd rather see white, smooth plastic than see shitty tape peeling. It looks crappy. This lid used to rattle, so I adjusted the hinge on it to pull it down tighter. This is a stainless steel screw eye that I added, watertight, because I didn't like the cheesy antenna they put on here. It made it look cheap. So at least I got something here if I had to, I don't know, if I wanted to put something on it. I don't know what I'd put, but I'd rather have that than a phony antenna. What else did I do? Oh, I changed probably 60 to 70% of all the bolts on the scooter to stainless steel. All these bolts, all underneath the seat, stainless, all around. So you don't want to have it rust, and then when it rains, and then you get the streaks of rust. So the first thing I did, I spent about $80 on bolts. Changed almost every single bolt. All through here. You can see these are all stainless in here. What else? All the body bolts, stainless. All stainless. The license plate bolt stainless. All through here stainless. I added this. This right here is a stainless steel. I hand bent that. I added that little trim on that. What else did I do? Oh, this mat. This mat was a mess. It was all ripply and just didn't look right. So I put stainless steel screws under here, and I put E6000 adhesive under the mat and put weight on it, and now it's perfect. If I ever have to get at the battery, big deal. I'll pull up one side and I'll reapply the adhesive. Stainless steel bolts in the grocery hook, and I also went through to a steel plate, so you just can't pull these bolts out. Glove box was a disaster, as you know, on most of these Chinese scooters. These don't fit right, so what I did, because I don't want to invite a bunch of lowlifes that see a glove box that's partially open to start prying on it to get in there, I put magnetic catches in it. I mean, it might not be the prettiest thing, but there's a neodymium magnet. The plastic was all sanded and bonded with E6000, both sides. And I put this, on each side is one piece of brass like that. Inside that brass piece is the same magnet that's down there. And when they come together, it holds the door nice and tight and straight. You don't have to do anything, just like that. That's it. See? Nice, stays tight. It doesn't look crappy like the other ones you see on YouTube. I added this piece of chrome too, this stainless. What else did I do? I added some reflector tape here and there, like that. This is all stainless, 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 stainless. What else? Oh, changed all this to stainless also in here. I had a problem with my brake line, as you can see, back there. Let me see if I get a better angle on it. It's hard to see the sun. Alright, right there. This kept when you go over a bump, the spring would compress, that means the shock, and it would push this outward, and it made it want to dig in. And what I did, I put this coil of copper around it, prevent it from rubbing my line, which it was doing. I also added a stainless bolt here and pushed this tighter. But I also, if you look right there, I cut this out right through here. Because when you're going straight, that's when it hits. When you go over a bump, it hit. So I cut that whole section out. So now if it wants to go that way, at least it can't cut. I suggest you check yours because I guarantee it's not just this motorcycle that's doing it. It comes off an assembly line. They're probably all doing the same thing. So cut this piece out and pull this plate over here. Where is it? Right there. Pull this plate tighter that way. And I haven't had any problems since I adjusted the plate and I cut that hole. Let me see. What else did I do here? I'm thinking. Oh, I added this plate. This right here was just a screw hole, and it looked like shit. So I put that there, and it goes nice with that on top. So now you got that nice reflection there. The mirrors were kind of shitty. I mean, they work great. They look great, but they moved. So I put E6000 in between here and there, and in between here and that part, the housing. And now I could do 45, 50 miles an hour plus, and they don't move. I also put some E6000 under these grips because when it gets hot out, they wanted to slide off, which I didn't like. I also took apart all of the wiring that was inside here, the bullet connectors. And what I did is I heat shrunk and soldered all of them because I don't want to have any problems with that later on. Trying to rule out problems when I drive. That's the odometer. I got about 282 miles. Runs perfect. I did 90 miles the other day round trip on 4.5 a gallon of gas. It's all like a little over a gallon. About a gallon and an eighth. Let me think what else. Oh, I also took all the rubber parts off the scooter, the gas lines and the vacuum lines. Threw them all in the trash because I read online you can't trust the Chinese rubber. It's like a real shitty quality. So I put in Gates high performance fuel lines and vacuum lines. And I also threw out the Chinese spark plug, got rid of that. I added let me open this up and show you what I did in here. I have a full survival kit under the seat. Everything in it. You name it, I got it. Never know. Alright. Right here, I added a 12-volt accessory socket. It's waterproof, and it's also hooked up to a 20-amp circuit breaker. So you pull this rubber plug out. I can plug something in, charge it. That's good to go. Rain poncho, electrical tester, full tool kit under here, machete. Never know when I'm out in the woods. Might want to get something to eat, coconut or something. Water bottle, sunblock, first aid kits, fire starting stuff. Everything's under here. Put that back. Back here, let me switch to this, show you what's inside this compartment. That's where I keep my helmet. It's a Kevlar helmet. Bulletproof, actually. I got goggles, my gloves. I got a small fishing pole in here. I got a tackle box. I got a tiny little fishing reel. This holds a lot of stuff. But you don't want to put too much heavy stuff. Just, lighter stuff. This is stainless, these bolts. And I just brushed some grease on here to prevent that from rusting out. Did the same there. You brush grease on it now, it'll save you time later from having rust. I took this casing all apart, and I put a brand new Kevlar belt in. On this model, it's an 842-2030. It's a Gates Kevlar power, I forgot, power something. And I also just ordered Dr. Pulley weights, slider weights that are going to go in my variator, 11 grams. And I also ordered a variator spring, which is a 1500, and a set of clutch springs, 1500. I'll be putting them in this week. But I tell you, this bike runs great. It really does. I mean, it's a little hard going over bumps, but you know, I try and avoid them, of course. But other than that, for $1,000, if you're handy, you'd be an idiot not to buy one. I mean, if something breaks, just fix it. That's it. My Velocity 150cc.